My fiance, 31 male, proposed to me, female 28, days ago. Unfortunately, he has this habit of joking around and pulling pranks occasionally. It bothers me sometimes, but I try to have patience. His family wanted to throw us an engagement party at a restaurant. I heard his mom talk about how expensive the place was and how much they paid for reservations, so this was a massive deal for them. My fiancé and I were getting ready. I noticed my engagement ring wasn't where I left it before I entered the shower. I freaked out and looked for it everywhere. Finally, I asked my fiancé and he said he didn't see it. Again, I freaked out and was running out of time for the party. He sat there watching me, almost losing my mind trying to find it, to the point where I started crying because without the ring I couldn't show up to the party. I kept thinking about what his family would say and how they'd think I was irresponsible to lose the somewhat expensive ring. I just gave up looking and sat down and just cried in frustration. The next thing I knew, my fiancé was standing in front of me laughing with his hand extended to me with the ring. I asked where he found it, and he could barely speak and said that he hid last minute before the party as a prank. I was in shock. He casually told me to get ready so we could get there in time, but I just blew up on him and started yelling, saying he hid the ring. It made me freak out for 2 hours and almost made me miss the party. He was like, "Relax, it was a prank, okay? Don't make a big deal out of it and ruin the evening." I told him I wasn't going to the party and that if his family asked, I would tell them it was because he had hidden my ring. He freaked out and started begging me to let it go and just go with him, but I refused and went into the bedroom, took my medication and stayed there. He lost it and kept saying that I blew this out of proportion, ruined my party, cost his family money, and disrespected them by not attending. His family found out and they were mad at him, but also me for choosing not to attend and getting over it. But I was in a horrible state emotionally and couldn't handle being in a public place after what happened. Am I the idiot for choosing not to go after he hid the ring? Relax, it was a prank, okay? Don't make a big deal out of it and ruin the evening. This right here is gaslighting. A prank that results in a loved one's emotional and physical panic for hours is not funny. Not okay. You did not make a big deal out of it. It is a big deal that he likes to be cruel and finds it amusing to see you suffer. As someone who loves to prank, why did he not give it back when he saw she was upset, let alone for 2 hours? Not to mention that it's just an awful prank to begin with. Any idiot would understand that almost no one finds someone hiding precious things and acting like they're lost funny. Clearly, OP's fiancé doesn't possess 2 brain cells to rub together to figure that out. Wait for the wedding when he thinks it's funny to make fun of you during the toast. When I was 15, I yelled at my 17-year-old sister's 20-year-old boyfriend because he made her cry by pulling a prank and then laughed about it. His response? It was a joke. I'm so hurt and offended. My sister was angry at me for hurting his feelings. 30 years later, after lots of therapy, and on her 3rd but finally happy marriage, she tells me out of nowhere that I was right, and he was an emotionally immature, emotionally abusive jerk. He watched you cry and he thought it was funny. He thought your distress was entertaining. Info: why would you marry someone who thinks making you cry is funny? I would never put that ring on ever again. He ruined everything. But you dodged a bullet at the end of the day. He doesn't deserve you. I, male 33, have a close friend named Tom, male 34. He married his wife Lauren, 32, days ago. Unfortunately, my wife Hannah, 30, has never gotten along with Lauren. There's no reason, but Hannah claims Lauren is full of herself and has fake beauty. I tried to get to the bottom of why they don't get along, but to no avail. When Hannah and I attended the engagement party, she and Lauren ended up getting into an argument because Hannah called Lauren controlling when Lauren jokingly said she picked Tom's suit for the occasion. We had to leave early, but Tom understood the situation. We were invited to the wedding and Hannah casually showed me a white dress she said she would wear. I snapped and told her that this dress was off limits, but she threw a fit, saying I get zero say in what she should wear. I told her if I saw her wearing this dress, then I won't take her with me to the wedding, period. She sulked, but then showed me a blue dress she decided to wear to the wedding. I waited for her in the car while she was getting ready. She wore the blue dress like she said and had a jacket covering her upper body. As I was driving, I brought up the white dress issue and why I didn't agree with it, saying that it's not acceptable to wear white if you're not the bride. But she smiled and said that she would prove to me that it was perfectly alright to do that. I was puzzled. I looked at her and caught a glimpse of a white strap on her shoulder. I asked if she was wearing the white dress underneath the blue dress, and she denied it. I stopped the car and told her to take off her jacket. She refused, but I insisted. She took it off and parts of the white dress were showing underneath the blue dress. She was planning on taking off the blue dress when she got there, but I lost it and told her to get out of the car. She started arguing, but I didn't let her finish. I just told her that it was pathetic and repeatedly told her to get the heck out. She got out crying and I ended up going to the wedding alone and she was waiting for me at home. When I got home, she started arguing again, calling me an idiot for kicking her out of the car, making her miss the wedding, and trying to control what she wore. It got too much. I had to go upstairs and stay there. It's been days and she's been giving me silent treatment saying I cared more about Lauren's feelings than hers to treat her the way I did. Am I the idiot? I'm always against men dictating what their wives or girlfriends wear. However, in this instance, OP, you are not the idiot. It's your wife who is controlling and manipulative. I'm sorry you're going through this. It sounds like she needs to talk to someone professional about her feelings. However, it also sounds like something like this has happened before, and the silent abuse treatment worked. Don't let her gaslight you this time. The irony. Hannah is actually full of herself and fake. Your wife knows what she's doing in wearing a white dress to someone else's wedding. She wants to hurt your friend's wife and have the attention on herself. You saved your friends from a disaster waiting to happen. Thank you for standing up for your friend Tom, dude. I would normally say you need to side with your spouse, but you chose the bigger picture and saved a couple's special day from unnecessary drama and resentment. Your wife had no right to wear a white dress to someone else's wedding, and she knows that but was expecting you to be a pushover. The levels your wife went through just to wear a white dress to somebody else's wedding for no reason, as we know, is honestly so concerning. This feels like a deep-rooted issue. She ruins Lauren's engagement party by calling her controlling for picking out her new husband's clothes. Why does that matter to your wife? I think you need to look at your relationship because she may have a crush on the new husband. I, 46 female, am a mother of 5 and I'm 5 months pregnant. I have twin girls who are called Lisa and Sophia, tween, my youngest boy, Joshua, nearly adult, my baby girl, Emily, and my oldest son, Danny, 21. We were on a trip to Hawaii a few weeks ago. My husband didn't come because of an unexpected work emergency, but he told us to have fun. My twins cried a lot, so my son Joshua and I comforted them, but Danny stood doing nothing. We had so many fun things planned to do with their father, but since he couldn't come, we didn't end up doing much. But whatever we did, except eat, Danny was absent from it. For example, going to the beach, banana boats, luau's, and watching his younger sisters when they just wanted to go to the pool. He'd stay in his room on his phone, chatting with his friends. The next week of vacation, I was stressed with Danny. I hated putting most of the work on Josh because he wanted to have fun too, and my daughters helped with the baby. I called him down to help, but he said he wanted to relax and chill, when we literally came here to relax, chill, and have fun. However, we weren't having lots of fun with less help, a crying baby, 2 tweens who wanted to go to the pool but had to do what I had the capability of doing while carrying, and my other son who tried to get away from his sisters for at least an hour. It was a mess. I shouted at him, "If you can't step up and help the woman who gave birth to you, lets you live in her house rent-free while giving you a job, whose money you just spend on silly games instead of getting an apartment, then you can get out of my house and pay for your own stuff." He looked shocked and left, and just about an hour after, my sister-in-law and my in-laws called, asking me why I'd shout at my son when he did nothing. I told them, yeah, he's been doing nothing except eating and chatting in his room with his silly friends instead of helping his mother and siblings, and hung up. When we returned from our vacation, my husband yelled at our son for not helping and sent him up to his room. Lots of our family are on my side, but my in-laws think I was in the wrong. So, am I the idiot? It was your choice to give birth to 5 kids, not Danny's. And you gave birth to 5 kids, not 1 kid and 4 babysitters. What exactly are you doing in this story, except for being pregnant? Again. Stop popping them out if you can't handle so many. And I say this as a parent, LMAO. You are the idiot. Come on, dude, don't say that. OP didn't come here to hear about how neglectful she is and how much she's parentifying her children and using them for babysittings. Dude, she fed them and let them live for free under her roof. So they must serve her open factory uterus. At what age can she stop offering adult children free housing and trips to Hawaii? The son is 21. Will he ever be an adult in your eyes? Apparently not soon, since her dear husband sent Danny to his room when they got home. He sent a 21-year-old to his room. When are you going to treat him like a full-grown adult? That being said, if I was Danny, I'd probably have a job and move out. Wait, everyone, OP's not the idiot. The adult son has been given a free trip to Hawaii and asked to take his sisters to the pool because mom doesn't have dad to help watch the kids. I don't see anything wrong with a bit of babysitting or everyone working together as a team. I wouldn't expect a tween to be looking after a toddler to the point they're miserable, but hey, your dad is busy. Would you take the little one to the toilet while I make breakfast? That just isn't abusive. People need to stop being entitled idiots. I'm going with everyone's the idiot here because Joshua, Lisa and Sophia shouldn't have to be on the hook for taking care of the kids. Still, it isn't unreasonable to expect a 21-year-old who isn't in school, isn't paying rent, financially contributing, to help around the house by helping with their younger siblings. It has to be explicitly stated, but it isn't crazy. And for your information, you can't ground a 21-year-old and still have a relationship with them. I have a daughter, tween, with my ex-girlfriend. We broke up before she was born, and I know it was my fault because I was an awful boyfriend and cheated on her and other things, but I've changed. She didn't tell me about my child until a while ago when I accidentally found out about her, suspected she might be mine, and got a DNA test to confirm. I've been trying to be involved in her life, but my ex makes it very hard for me. I know she's still mad at me for what I did when we were together, but she's poisoning my daughter's mind and turning her against me. The other day she asked me why I cheated on her mom. Who says that to their child? Now every time she's with me she misbehaves. I've been showering her with gifts and attention, but she's always like, "I wish you weren't my dad," even though I've been nice to her. So a week ago I finally snapped and told her I wouldn't be her dad then. I still prepared food for her, took her to school, and ensured she had everything she needed, but I didn't give her gifts, didn't play with her, or talk to her for a week. My parents say I'm an idiot, but I think it was good for her. She didn't tell you about your daughter because you were a toxic person and she wanted nothing to do with you. You then shoehorned yourself into this child's life and have a tantrum when she doesn't like you. You are the idiot. You need to stop kidding yourself. This girl wants nothing to do with you, nor does her mom, and you're not helping yourself by forcing yourself into their lives. If you care about your daughter, you must leave her alone. Let her know you will be there for her if and when she wants you to be, but right now, you're acting like the step-parent who forces the kid who doesn't know them to call you dad. I tried love-bombing her, and it didn't immediately win her over, so I punished her with the silent treatment. Yikes, OP. Why are you trying to bribe her? You need family counselling with the two of you to work through all of these issues. I've, 30 male, been working for my company for 7 years now, 5 of which have been spent on my current team. There are 15 people on it and we're all pretty close. I have a co-worker named Bob, 33 male, who joined the team when I did. During the global issue, he announced to everyone on a Zoom meeting that he was now engaged. Fast forward to this January and Bob says that his wedding will be held this year at a really beautiful winery. About 5 months ago, the invites started coming in for everyone on the team, but mine didn't. I waited a few weeks but nothing came, so I asked Bob if my invite got sent out. He gave me a solemn look and then told me I wasn't invited because of a spacing issue. He said he tried to make it work, but just couldn't, and hoped I didn't take it personally. He also said I'd be sure to get wedding favours and a piece of cake. He also asked me to keep it to myself and please not make a big deal out of it. I honestly didn't know what to say, so I guess I just said okay and walked away. I won't lie, I was upset. I hate feeling excluded, and it was doubly worse because everyone else on the team was going except for me. And honestly, I really like weddings. They're usually enjoyable. I kept it to myself, but I wasn't happy. The day of the wedding came 3 weeks ago, and it went by without a hitch. Everyone on my team had a grand time and said it was beautiful. The food and party were great as well, and apparently everyone got a dozen fresh apple cider donuts to take home. I never did get that cake or wedding favours, by the way. At work the following Monday, my team member, Sherry, told me that everyone was confused about where I was. Apparently Bob said I was sick and couldn't make it. I was confused and then angry. I straight up told her that I wasn't invited and left it at that. She looked shocked and asked me to confirm, and I said yes, I wasn't invited. Well, Sherry told someone because about 5 people asked me if I wasn't invited and I said it was true. Today was Bob's first day back from his honeymoon, and it must have gotten back to him that I spilled the beans. He approached me in the break room, and he was upset that I told Sherry and that it wasn't a big deal I missed the wedding. So I said, "How would you like to be excluded from something everyone else is going to?" We went back and forth for a bit before Bob walked away. I was pretty upset, and my project manager came to ask me if I was okay because she'd heard about me not being invited. I didn't want this to go this far, so I said yes. But other team members came up to me and said that Bob should have invited me, and it was wrong he didn't. Look, I realised that it was his wedding day, and he's allowed to invite who he wants, but I'm allowed to be upset that I wasn't invited, right? So, am I the idiot for telling people I wasn't invited to the wedding and being upset about it? Not the idiot. You didn't ruin his wedding day, and you didn't say anything before the wedding nor make a big deal out of it. Bob lied to your colleagues about why you couldn't attend, which is incredibly bizarre and a major idiot move. You just corrected his mistake. If he was worried about what people would think if he didn't invite you, he should have invited you. It's his wedding and he can do whatever he wants, but obviously people will find out, and he can't expect you to lie on his behalf. I also don't believe it was just a spacing issue. I think there was an issue, and Bob is not being forthcoming. I'm not sure what you did to Bob to make him not invite you, but it really feels like there's more to this story on his side. I'm sure in the coming weeks it will come out. LOL.